I spent 12 winters in a dungeon as a hex offender. Ask me anything.
What's the worst spell you've ever casted?
I didn't accidentally cast a fireball on a local farmer, but it was not why I was convicted.
What do you mean accidentally? What was your offense?
I was contracted to be an entertainer at a ball, and I made a lord's apple turn into peanuts. Turns out they had a big nut allergy and died on the spot. Alright, asshole, for giving out my wife's ankle portraits to bargain for rum at the bar. So the story begins a wee bit of weeks ago. I, 35, was getting pissed at the bar with my lads, and since I've been in some money problems recently, my friends came up with the idea to trade portraits of my wife Mary for rum. Now for some backstory. Mary is very beautiful and gets lots of attention when she toils in the field. I'm a bit of a painter and use some spare funds to paint her from time to time. Nothing fancy, but I got her pretty good. One evening, I traded some paintings for some rum. Nothing explicit, just a face. My friends liked them and asked if I could do this again. So I came back the next day with some more. This continued for some days until they started claiming they wanted more. Full body, dresses, and even ankle portraits. They offered me more and more rum for each portrait, the more explicit they were, and I didn't even have to put as much effort into without the face. Here comes the problem. Mary noticed I was painting more often, and asked where the paintings go after. I told her I keep them stored in the shed. She then raises her voice and says that she uses the shed every day and lying about where I stole them is stupid. I told her to calm down, she's there in the neighbor's shed, since we don't have enough space. I think I fucked up here, since she starts screaming at this point, calling me a liar and a dumb buffoon who could lose against a donkey in a thinking contest. When I told her that it was a bit rude of her, since I only traded the portrait for rum to save money, so I actually was smart, she kicked me out of the house after pointing out that the supplies for painting are more expensive than the rum I got for it. Now I'm sleeping in a tavern in the basement, and I'm wondering if maybe I was an asshole here.
Wow, you're the asshole. Even I can tell you're the asshole here. My fellow crusader suggested a brotherly bond ritual before battle. Thoughts? I, 21M, am a crusader in the Holy Army for the 4th Crusade for the Holy Land. While traveling, I started getting friends with a fellow soldier in the army of the Lord. Let's call him Gary, fake name for privacy. We talked mostly about normal things like how to best serve our Lord. Now, I wouldn't say I'm the most devout man out there. For instance, one of my friends is a monk at a monastery back in Mudbottom. I still try to pray every morning and night though. Now, Gary has started to join in prayer in the morning. I didn't have any problem with it until he started suggesting a pre-battle ritual he says is for a brotherly bond. He says it involves being blindfolded and getting naked in the name of trust in a fellow man. He once used the line, "turn the other cheek," and I was starting to question how holy this ritual is. The battle is in a week. Am I the only one who questions the intentions? Gary wants to recreate the Book of Solomon. I was actually in the First Crusade. One of my friends wanted to do one of the rituals and it worked. I really felt a true connection to him. Go for it. I just found out my horse has been cheating on me with the neighbor's mare. What do I do? I, 41M, got my horse, Birch, 4 years ago. We've been through thick and thin, brutal winters, blights, and even that time a bandit gang threatened the village. Birch's winning was enough to scare them off. But now, I've discovered Birch has been seeing my neighbor Edwin's mare Daisy. Now, look, I know horses aren't people, they're not exactly faithful, but lately Birch has been ignoring me when I call him to help with the plowing. He just stands there, staring longingly at Daisy across the fence.
I even tried bribing him with the carrots and apples, but he seems more enchanted with her than with me. I feel a little betrayed, honestly. Everyone around me knows me as Yorin with the horse, and now people are starting to call him Daisy's lad. Am I overreacting, or should I talk to Edwin about maybe keeping Daisy in her pen a bit more? Or am I just listening to have a disloyal horse?
You know, sometimes animals get overly attached to each other. We had a cow that fell in love with the miller's donkey, and she wouldn't produce milk unless he was nearby. It was ridiculous. Maybe give Birch a bit more time with another animal to distract him? Work for me.
There's only one way to solve this, Yorin. Serenade Birch. Show him how much he means to you. And let Daisy hear it too. A good song can mend the deepest wounds, or at least make him reconsider who cares most for him.
Hello, viewers. I know I haven't been posting since my first video, but maybe I will do more. I know some people wanted more of this, and I kind of wanted to make more as well, but I sort of forgot and got busy with studies. So you're welcome. If you want to hear more, let me know. Yeah.